The death of Pope Benedict XVI yesterday is a point to reflect back, particularly on his visit to the United Kingdom and the speeches that were made in Holyrood House when he visited the UK in 2010. Now, he is a phenomenal theologian and writer, and the writings of Joseph Ratzinger will be reverberating around universities, particularly for many, many years to come. The pronouncements of his papacy, I think, are probably less important, but the speech that he gave to the Queen is filled with little nuggets of insight that have relevance, particularly now with the rise of the putinista, this tyranny from Russia. And particularly, he talked about the need to have religion, even in a multicultural society. So he talked specifically about Christianity and the role Christianity has played in defining our nation, but he also talked about the value of multiculturalism, the value of being grounded in something that is greater than ourselves. And when we eradicate God from society, when we deny common humanity, when we are exposed to atheist extremism and the exclusion of God, religion, and virtue from political life, this leads to a reductive vision of the person and of our destiny in society. Now, you could say, well, Putin is not an atheist. Putin is a great champion of orthodoxy, but it's not an orthodoxy that anybody with any sanity can recognize. This is a heresy, an absolute heresy. It was defined as a heresy in the end of the last century, in the end of the 19th century in Serbia. It was extreme nationalism was defined as a heresy in orthodoxy, so therefore Patriarch Kyril is a heretic. And wrong. And a belief which is couched in hatred and in the denial of the rights of others, which is predicated on a vision of misery. This is not religion. And Ratzinger, Pope Benedict XVI, is absolutely and fundamentally right. And I think it's really important that we recognize that the promotion of hatred by the Russian Orthodox Patriarch and his cronies, and the dependence of the Russian tyranny of Putin on that heresy, it's important that we recognize that is there, because that is where the evil comes from. And it is utterly, utterly evil. The distortion of good is evil. There is no such thing, as St. Augustine points out rather brilliantly, there is no such thing as evil, and we can hope always for people to come back from these extreme positions. Evil is simply the absence of good, privatio boni. And we would hope that Patriarch Kyril can recognize that there is life beyond the size of his cufflinks, that there is something beyond the machismo stamping of him and his poodle, Putin, and indeed of Putin's poodles, the many dogs of war. There is something beyond that, and that is good, and that is truth, and that is peace. But it starts with an ideology. And for our own side, I think Ratzinger, in that speech to Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, also had a warning that we should heed, and particularly people like Suella Braverman should heed. He points out our decisive role in the establishment of the United Nations, also in the establishment of the Refugee Convention, also in the establishment of the European Court of Human Rights. These are key planks in the creation of a peaceful and enduring Europe, of which we are a part. No man is an island, said John Donne, and John Donne was talking about our relationship, our integral relationship with Europe. John Donne, so many years ago, so many centuries ago, was already a Remainer. No man is an island. Ask for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee.